And welcome back. I messed up.
You're an idiot.
I know you are, but what am I?
I don't make the monkeys, I just train them.
Welcome, everybody, back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek. Joining me, as always, is Mikey the Freak.
What's up?
And Steve.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Steve?
Today, we are going to be reviewing the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about this movie?
Oh man, I wish I'd have thought of that when I had my IMDb page open. This is a movie about Pee Wee Herman
You're a nerd.
and his bike. It's about the bike that he loves, and it gets taken, and it's his journey.
Bicycle.
I could only assume it's across the country because they never really give like a state where Pee Wee lives,
Yeah.
but he ends up traveling all the way to Hollywood. So Warner Brothers Studios, which some of the sets suspiciously looked like Universal Studios, but that's just me.
It very much looked like Universal Studios.
Pretty close.
Especially the D. Snyder scene. I'm like,
Yes.
hey, that's San Francisco.
yeah. So
Yeah.
no, but it's a great movie. It stars Paul Rubens. It came out in 1985.
Okay.
See, I'm on it with that.
It's earlier than I thought it
And
was.
Me too.
yeah, 1985, and it's not pulling up fast enough. So that's all I have.
Not a problem. Mikey the Freak, what do you think of this movie?
You know, this movie brings back my childhood. So I used to watch it on HBO, probably in the later 80s, 87-ish, after it's already going to be reran after theaters. And I was a big fan of Pee-wee's Playhouse, but didn't watch it as much until this movie came out. And then I kind of got into the Pee-wee character by Paul Rubens. Childhood, a lot of childhood memories watching this show, watching this movie. My mother hated it every single time it came on HBO. But I sat there and I watched it every single time, and it brought back like the silliness of the movie, and the childish behavior, his inner child acting out, and that's always been the Pee-wee character, and it's just one of those fun and interesting movies where you wanted all the gadgets. Like the funniest part is the beginning scene where you have all his shit in his yard, and when he wakes up and he has all these things that help him take off his.
Yeah, but tell me you didn't want that as a kid. Tell me that
I did
you as a
want
kid
that. That's what I
didn't
meant.
want that
Yes.
set up in the house. Like
I
it's
wanted
amazing.
that whole thing. Like I was never good at like the cause versus was it cause and effect, where you hit a ball and it rolls down a hill and hits something else to do like all that beginning to make his damn pancakes and his eggs. Like
He
I
only
wanted
ate
to do
cereal.
that.
He only ate the cereal too.
And he ate like 4 pieces, like
Mr. T cereal.
yes.
That I saw
I
that
love
and I was
that.
like, oh, great callback, because I remember the Mr. T
Oh
cereal.
yes, you had Mr. T cereal.
Oh, I did.
I love the Ghostbusters cereal when that came out too at the same time frame. But yeah, I wanted to do that, but I was never good at it to make it work as extravagant as that.
Dude, your
And
mom
who
would
doesn't want a
never
fire
let you
pole?
do that.
Bro, my mom would never want me to do that shit throughout the house. And who didn't want a fire pole to slide down and go to your dinner table? So I mean that is what started it off, and that's what brought out his childish.
It's more than just the fire pole though. It's the fire pole that changes your clothes while you are sliding down it.
Yeah.
Slides right into his clothes. But yeah, and then the extravagantness of him getting his bicycle, and his hedges open up and his bike's there, and it's just like, oh, there's his bike, and you don't notice anything on the bike and why it is his pride and joy, and it's his everything until the chase scene towards the end, and then you see all the gadgets and the gizmos that he put into this bike, and it kind of makes sense.
Did you not see that bike? It is freaking gorgeous.
When I was a kid, I just wanted the tiger
speaker,
thing,
the tiger speaker.
La, 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 Yeah, it's like, yes, yeah,
I like
wanted it.
how he's riding through the park and he sees the BMXers, and then he's like, "Oh, I can do this too." So he
He's like,
tries to do. So he's off to the side, put his feet up on the handlebars.
and then hits the curb.
Yep,
I meant to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I mean everything about this movie. There's so many different scenes to go into, that just makes it a fun and interesting movie. Even at the end where he's running away after he stole his bike and the pet store's on fire, and he loves pets, and he keeps walking by the fucking snakes, and he's like,
Uh,
and then
See,
at the end,
the thing that always gets the thing that always gets me with that is he scoops out a bunch of the fish, and he does say, "I think there are fish left,"
and like the
but
whole tank is
the
there.
whole tank is
The whole-
full.
he
yeah,
didn't
the whole
touch the
tank.
fish. It's like, yeah, it's like the whole tank is still there, and you're just like, did he get any of those fish?
No.
So, yeah, so I thought that I've always, like I said, I've always loved this movie, and there's so many different fun parts in it, and different actors of the '80s that make more cameos than anything else. They're not really main actors, but just fun-loving. And again, it is a family-friendly movie, but you just gotta put the silliness and the childish stuff away and think that it's a stupid movie, just like the word just stupid.
Yeah.
Because of how he's acting. That's what makes it stupid. But again, like I said, there's so many stupid parts on there, but it's just entertaining. Steve, what's your thoughts about the movie?
Don't you mean Bearded Geek? What are your thoughts about the
Yeah.
movie?
Steve
Oh
already
yeah,
gave it.
Steve, yeah. Well,
It's
he
my-
didn't go.
I-
His IMDb wasn't up, so he didn't go into too much detail.
It has a running time of 1 hour and 31 minutes. That's all I have to add. Bearded Geek.
Okay,
What do you
there you
think?
go, Bearded Cake.
Now this is one of those movies. Like you said, you gotta take the seriousness out. This is Dumb and Dumber without the dumber. This is just dumb.
Just
You-
dumb and dumb and dumb.
Yeah, this is just
Dumb and
dumb.
dumb.
It is one of those movies. It's about a bicycle, a man and his bike, his love for his bike, Pee Wee Herman. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's enjoyable to watch. If you're a fan of 80s movies, it has a lot of callbacks. But yeah, it's not something I would actually seek out to watch. It's not for
Yes,
me.
you would. Every
No,
time it would come on, you would sit down and you would watch it just because.
I would watch it. Yeah, I would watch it at your house because I was hanging out with you.
Yeah, so you got a point.
Yeah.
You did.
So I mean, it's definitely it has its moments. Large Marge, that did freak. That is one of those things that's like it freaked me out at the moment.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
freaked every kid out.
Every
Yeah.
kid. You're like, what
And
the
they
hell?
look just like
like
this.
this.
Ah!
Yeah. Large Marge sent me. And it was a night just like tonight.
Just like tonight. I don't
Oh,
normally.
yeah.
I'm not going to really normally do this, but I have to grab my charger because I forgot to grab it, and my computer's at 19%.
Go ahead, man.
Oh,
Go ahead.
right
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. I give you a callback. That same character. I don't know. It is part of a fun fact. So I'm not sure if Steve's going to go over it, but that same guy that goes through the a night just like tonight when he goes through that monologue part. He's the same one that's in Beetlejuice, which is also a Tim Burton movie. He's the janitor walking through the undead. He goes, "Nothing to see, move along," and he pulls the shade.
Oh, that's him.
The same exact guy. So kind of a callback. Tim Burton using him in this movie as well as using him in Beetlejuice. So.
Well, Tim Burton likes to use the same people over and over again.
Who are
Oh,
you just talking about in this movie that's in Beetlejuice?
Yeah, the janitor in Beetlejuice is the same one that does the little the
with
speech.
Large Marge.
Yeah.
Right? I never realized that.
Yeah.
And wasn't the guy the boyfriend of the waitress? Why does he remind me of Brutus from Popeye?
He does. He looks just like it. I said that to my youngest son. He was watching it too, and I said, "Look, that looks like Bluto."
You mean Bluto?
Bluto, yeah, Bluto, yeah,
like
from
Bluto
Popeye.
from Popeye. And he goes, "Oh, he does kind of look like Bluto."
But not the Bluto from
He's too big. He's too big.
Yeah, he's not
too-
Bluto
I know,
from the movie. He's like Bluto from the cartoon.
100%.
He reminds me of the Bluto from the cartoon. Anyway, it's one of those movies that it's fun, it's enjoyable, but to me, it's a one-time watcher
Mhm.
and maybe
I you
two.
I
And
mean
you're done.
I could watch this movie easily every other week to once a month. It's a great
Yeah.
movie that I could put on for background if I'm cleaning the house, if I just need to have something on for
Now,
background noise
now,
while I'm
Steven,
working.
have you ever been? I know you're out. Have you ever been to the that
The
what is it?
Alamo?
The di- No, that I know. My Bearded Geek's been to the
Yes,
I've been to
I
the
Alamo.
have
Alamo, yes.
I have. Did you check out the
And
basement?
and I can confirm
No,
there is no
see,
basement
there is
at
no
the
basement.
Alamo.
I
There
asked
is no
that.
basement.
Yes,
No,
I have been to the dinosaurs.
yes, that's what I was
They
Okay.
asking
they
you. The
they are
dinosaur thing.
they are about an hour drive from my house.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
thought. I knew they were close. I wasn't sure. Is it
I
a
I
prehistoric museum? What is it called
uh
out there now?
I don't remember. It was like
Oh,
2 years. But you pay to get in, and there's like a bunch of little dinosaurs that are very cheesy, that have never been really renovated. Um,
That
about as
sounds
they
like
bad
a
as
place.
Dinosaur
That's
World
our
over
world,
here.
yeah.
You can go into both dinosaurs. The Brachiosaurus actually has a gift shop inside of it,
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
and there are no seats at the top of the T Rex.
Well, I don't think
But you
those were
can.
seats. Those were his tongue
Like he
that
was
they
sitting
were
on his
laying
tongue
Oh,
on.
or
well,
something.
you can't sit anywhere. You can only I
Okay.
mean, there's a place where you could technically sit, but you wouldn't be facing out of the mouth.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've been there, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It's something that you could do like every other year, because they actually, for the seasons, will
Mhm.
paint them up. For Valentine's Day, the T-Rex will be holding a heart that says like "I heart you."
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
he'll be holding a pumpkin for Halloween. Like, you can look it up online, and they've been, they repaint them for holidays and seasons and stuff.
That's
I
pretty
knew they
cool.
were close. That's why I asked. I knew it was California, so I thought it was cool.
All right, let's go ahead and just jump into ratings. Steve, this was your movie. What would you rate this movie?
Man, I love this movie. This movie is great. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5.
Okay, all right. Mikey the Freak.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, like I said, my childhood evolved a lot around Pee Wee Herman in the '80s, and watched it so much. Fun, interesting. I laugh constantly, no matter how stupid we think the movie is. I love the movie, so I'm in the 8.5 as well. And I have it to where I actually met Paul Rubens a couple years ago at a Comic Con, and he was so nice. He didn't really focus on me talking to me, but yeah, there's if anybody see, that's what I got autographed from him. I have the 8x10 with him as well. But he talked to the kids. He really brought out his Pee Wee Herman, and he focused and talked with the kids and how they were doing. And he asked if Connor, my little son, was actually married. He goes, "Oh, you have a girlfriend? Are you married?" And so it was so cool. It was such an interaction that I'll remember. Even though he talked to them more than me, that's what he was always about entertainment and so forth. And I loved it for that. I great experience. So yeah, I'm giving the
Awesome.
movie an 8.5 for the childhood nostalgia. Yeah.
Awesome. I don't love it as much as you guys, but I don't hate it either. I'm giving it an 8. I'm giving it a
Yeah.
solid 8. It's a good movie. It's just not something I personally would go seek out. But like I said, it's a solid 8. Definitely. All right,
Yeah.
Steve, do you do you have any fun facts or
Well, I mean, soundtrack. The
yeah,
whole soundtrack
soundtracks?
is done by Danny Elfman. I'm sure you guys mentioned this, but this is Tim Burton's directorial debut,
Yep.
Mhm.
um, in which starts the very long career relationship between Tim Burton and Danny Elfman.
Hmm.
Mhm. Okay.
So the whole soundtrack is Danny Elfman. I was very fortunate to actually see the works of Danny Elfman with a full live orchestra, and they opened
Oh
with Pee
wow.
Wee.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
It legit brought tears to my eyes, like hearing a full orchestra do the, and they played the opening scene on a big screen, and then they were playing the live music with it with a full. It
Oh,
was chilling. It was chilling.
That's a
I
good experience. I'd love to
yeah,
do that.
I love full orchestras. I so badly. It's beginning to be Christmas time. I so badly would love to go see the Trans Siberian
Oh yeah.
Orchestra at some point. But as was I wanted to mention this. and it slipped my mind just now. Ah, it is what it is at this point.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Work
Yeah,
it
well,
up.
we see they do the orchestra every year at Universal, so we end up going to watch them there as well. So it's one of those that yeah, being that it's Christmas time, orchestras are amazing. I've done the Star Wars one. If you're talking about orchestras, just off topic, a little bit. We're talking about Danny Elfman, but yeah,
Right.
we did a Star Wars where they did all the Star Wars sagas in the orchestra, and that was an experience. And
I remembered. I remembered.
yeah, so
Before
yeah,
when it
Spirit of Geek. What
be,
about that?
before I get it, this is totally random when it popped in my head, but the scene where at the end of the movie where Pee Wee's in the movie
Oh yeah,
on screen, I love how
Paging
he
Mr. Herman.
yeah,
Mr. Herman.
I love how he does every beginning actor's tropes. He stares directly in the camera, looks away, he mouths the other person's lines,
yeah.
and
I loved it. He's staring and he's like, he
yeah,
just
And
not
when
in
they're
the
when they're
camera.
getting together and he's just like moving himself
He's
in
like-
frame.
yeah, that's I love that whole scene. Anyway, movie memorabilia time. We have some vintage Pee Wee Herman clip-on toy small dolls you can get for $29.99, but
Lose me on the shipping.
$11.90 shipping.
What
Lose
the
me on the
hell?
shipping.
50% almost? Ah,
Yeah,
come on.
That's yeah.
The dolls are like that big. Come on, let's go.
You could get yourself a Pee Wee Herman promo mini bow tie from 1985 for basically $40, $7 shipping.
Wow, he's known for that red bow tie.
He really is.
Gray suit, red bow tie.
You know what else he's known for? He's known for this bike right here. It is a replica of the most famous bike in the world, made to replicate Pee Wee's Big Adventure movie for $9,500.
They sold me. There's no shipping. There's no shipping or
No
handling.
shipping,
I'm in.
yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
look,
shipping.
they got the microphone.
Yeah, they do have a microphone.
Oh, I love that. I wonder if Paul Rubens owns one.
Well, that'd be a good question. Ask him at a con or something on a panel.
I should,
And-
be like,
yeah.
hey, you think about it now, but yeah, when I met him, I should have been like, yeah, you own that.
You still
Yeah,
have
that's
that?
a good question. Like, do they do, because they always take stuff from movies, but like that, be
that
tough
may
to
be
take a
something, yeah.
bicycle. Yeah.
What do we have for some related reels, Mr.
Yeah,
Freak?
let's
Mr.
go.
Freak?
Let's go, Mr. Freak. What the hell? All right. I did go with Paul Rubens, of course. Some of my favorite movies or shows that Paul Rubens been in. Mystery Men, where he plays the flatulence.
The spleen. He plays the spleen.
The spleen. I'm sorry. Yes.
When I was a child, I was walking down the street with my friends, and I accidentally let one rip, and I blamed it on the gypsy woman walking by. And she placed a curse on me that now, forever, who dealt it will smelt it.
I'm sorry. I'm a big fan of
That
Mystery Men.
was good. Yeah, I love
that was
Mystery
good.
Men. Such a great movie. He was also in Blacklist for a few seasons. And then
Really good
Buffy,
Blacklist.
yeah, very good. Definitely a different role than you expect him in Blacklist. And then of course Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love
Really
him in
quick?
Buffy. Yeah.
Ah, ooh,
Oh,
ooh.
the most dramatic dying scene in
Yes.
movie history.
That was his
whatsoever.
big comeback.
was-
That was his
Yes.
big comeback film after the whole Florida incident.
He was
Yeah.
also in Gotham.
Yep.
He was.
He played the
where
Penguin's
he
dad.
played the Penguin's dad. He was in Batman Returns, where he played the
As
Penguin's
Penguin's
dad.
dad.
Yeah. Also with Simone, the Penguin's mother.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that? Okay. I went with Mark Holton, which was
Francis.
Jesus, Francis. Yeah, sorry, my
Oh.
mind was. I'm looking down farther. A League of Their Own, which we've also done in one of our podcasts. Yeah. Stillwell Angel. He was in Leprechaun and Leprechaun 2. And then of course Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2, which is where I always watched him from after Pee Wee was Teen Wolf.
I always felt like he was way older than everyone else on set.
It's like he was 50 years old, it seemed.
Yeah.
He was probably 25 and he's like probably 40. It's like crazy. And then I went with Elizabeth Daily. Elizabeth Daily does a lot of voice
Mhm.
actor work now. She's known for Rugrats.
Now,
Well,
Rugrats was
yeah.
around. But
Well, yeah, because she's done Rugrats.
Mhm.
And
Powerpuff
then
Girls.
she's Powerpuff
Powerpuff.
Girls.
sorry,
I
don't
mean-
want to step on your feet. Sorry, don't.
I got them.
Dude,
I
well, I
got them
had
both over here on
Powerpuff.
my wall. Yeah, I have them
had
both on
Powerpuff,
my wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got her on the Pee Wee's Big Adventure one on there.
I have
Uh,
her somewhere too. I don't have it on my wall though.
Well, you should let her out. Untie her. Let her. You have her somewhere too.
Yeah,
Let
I
her
got
out. She's
another one
probably
up
hungry.
here. The Bearded Geek got me one
Yep.
from Pee Wee, so I have that one over there too. I need to put it right next to the other one. But yeah, so that's really all I've got. Yeah, I got the 3.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, as we come to a close, Steve, where can people find you on your podcast?
You can find me on the last podcast you want with me and my buddy Travis when we decide to record episodes because we have busy lives and we just make it when we can. You can also check me out on Lay It the Squad Down, where Bearded Geek and I talk about professional wrestling, with the exception of the last episode because I was out of town. We talk about professional wrestling for the week of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, and AEW Rampage. Tip the meal, try the staff. Thank you all for coming, and if you didn't, better luck next time.
That is correct. If you are listening to this on podcast, check us out on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, check us out on most major podcasting platforms. All right, I do believe. Oh yes, and if you are watching us on YouTube, please give us a good old thumbing. Hit that like and subscribe. Do all the YouTuber things. Leave a comment. Tell us what you'd like us to review. All right, I do believe that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mikey the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, keep it retro, everybody.
Peace.
Ah!